Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I've had questions asked about and people want to know. How do I travel with my army? Now, to be honest, I thought this was a pretty simple thing. You just buy an army case. But a lot of people, they have problems buying army cases because some of them are really confusing and others are completely useless. So I want to go over today which ones I use and for what purpose. So to be clear, an army case is something you use to hold your army. Go figure. It has foam where you put your models in and you try not to damage them. Though some are a little bit weaker than others, I strongly prefer hard plastic army cases to the softer ones, but I do have a soft spot for battle foam being one of the best. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the two types that I use, which is the Citadel cases and the army cases, well, the battle foam cases, which are really good. And I have a 720, so I'm going to show you the different battle cases that I actually have. So this is the small Citadel one. This is like, actually I think this is their medium size, which is silly, to be honest. It's a bit small. It holds about 2,000 points if you know what you're doing. And I will show you some of the conversions that I did. And this right here, this is the Crusader case. Not the Crusader case XL, which is just slightly bigger than this. By the way, it's only like 2 inches bigger than this. So for $40, I'd get this one. And I'm going to show you what I do with this. And then we have, which I, for some reason, did not zip shut, the battle foam case. This one is the best. Like, I'll be real with you and I'll be frank with you. If you can afford a 720 case from battle foam, get it, because it's the best. Now, the biggest difference between them and why I have the Citadel cases is because I travel by air quite a bit. And I don't want to put a battle foam case on an airplane because I know it will be destroyed. Like, flat out, I am fully aware that it is going to get wrecked. But that's why I like the harder plastic ones, because these can actually be knocked around and heavier objects can be placed on top of them without too much damage. You can actually drop this thing, and I've dropped this thing multiple times. I'm not very coordinated, but I've dropped this thing multiple times and I've had very little problems. And to do a full test of it, I actually put my Daemons inside a Crusader case and sent it down to my friend Riley. You guys know as Moke the Somnolent. She's a doll and I love her. Her Slaanesh army is absolutely beautiful. So I sent her my Slaanesh stuff because eventually I do plan to move down there. But I purposely packed it very loose to see how much stuff would break. We had a few breaks, mostly in the Demons and the Steeds, which are very frail models to begin with. The metal Demons didn't handle it so well, but they were repairable. So it just goes to show you that they can survive with some minor repairs, which is a little bit better than the battle foam cases trying to go through there for reasons. Yeah. Oof. So let's take a look at how I pack my battle foam stuff and what I do with the 720 case and what I do with the Crusader case, because I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff that I've done with them where I think if you guys really want to save money, this is something that you guys should consider. So let's take a look at this. So as you can see from my ring of tanks, we're going to start off with this case real quick. Now this is the regular Citadel case. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't really remember its exact name. I know it's the mid-tier one. It's just before Crusader. So inside here, I actually have my custodians. So I'm going to show you guys how I pack this stuff in and why I enjoy this case. We're going to go ahead and get all of this stuff out, and we're going to take the case, close it real quick, and we're just going to move this out of the way. Now, go through here really quickly. You can see right here, if I can turn this towards the camera, sort of. Let's go ahead and angle this camera just a little bit better. You can see right here that I actually have 2 of the Talaman Dreadnoughts in here, which these are huge models. So the way that these things usually come is they come filled with like these wavy things that are, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 rows of them. So one of the first things I did was tear them all out. I pretty much tore tore out the ones that I knew I wasn't going to need, and I hot glued these back in where I wanted them. Then to get the Tyranids in there, I actually had to think about this one. I cut out the bottom and just let the bases fall through, because on the bottom here, we can actually get even more in here, which this is for my shield captain, which is sitting right here, a couple of jet bikes and a couple more Terminators, as well as the Annihilator here. This is the Gravitank Annihilator, which fits in here perfect. And because this thing sits so low, this can actually rest on top of it. And because of these, I can actually slip them right into here, right at the front. So there's no actual, like, breaking of any models underneath it. And now that I say that, I have to move a base really quickly. Then, right here, I keep all the weaponry options. So this is the Annihilator part. And then I have the Tyranids arms, which I just threw, which is 2 Power Fists and 2 Accelerator Cannons, or whatever their guns are called. The big spooky guns. So this is one of the ways that I have modded this foam. And I'm going to show you how I modded the other foam as well. So this is pretty simple. This is all my Terminators. I simply took each other row out except for right here, because I intended to use this for weapons and magnetization, until I realized that I'll just buy more custodians until I have all the options, and then I don't need to do that. So I have the Aloran Terminators, or whatever these guys are called, the Forge World ones, and I have are they the Aquilin? Or yeah, those are Aquilin, these are Aloris. So these are my Aloris Terminators with the axe, which is essentially a Thunderhammer. And you can see how I modded this and how I put all the jet bike stands in here as well. Then down here I have all of my jet bikes sitting next to each other. You can see how all of this just sits right in here. I do occasionally put foam in between these, because I still actually have a ton of the foam that I've cut out from this. And again, I ripped out the middle rows to fit all the bigger models in there. Now this is something you don't have to do with the Crusader XL, which makes it slightly different. That is the one thing I like about it, is it can easily transport Terminators. But this is about 5,000 points-ish. Actually, I think it's like 4,500 points of custodians fitting in this case relatively easy. Now, that is because custodians are a relatively small model count army. So let's go ahead, pop this open, and put these back in. Come on. Then it fits with no problems. Now, the cool thing about those pieces that I showed you is if you put 2 of them side by side, they fit in the 720 case. All right, let's move this one aside, and let's move on to the Crusader case. Now, there's actually stuff that I need to put back in here. Now, this one you're going to see is a lot different. So, let's go ahead, pop this one open, and again, I pack my sisters upside down. My reasoning for that, and you can see that they're all labeled. HB is Heavy Bolter, Storm Bolter, Melta, Multi-Melta, Magnifiers, all listed on the bottom of the bases, is because I can easily lift them right out, knowing exactly what I need, and the models are thin enough. I also up the size. You can see that in another video, which is how I modded these to be on 32mm bases, and just as tall as the regular sisters are going to be. But this one is not modded. These are just sisters chilling upside down. Now this one, on the other hand, this one is modded. And this one you can see is quite heavily modded. So, I have my Canonesses sitting on the corner here. Then I have all of my Sister Superiors up here. That's just 2 rows. Nothing changed about these. But over here, everything here was just torn out. All the way up to here, I just cut these. And then I put this part sideways. I put this in here initially just to separate the other 2 characters and the other Canonesses, because I have like 6 Canonesses in here. I have Celestine chilling over here. She has never broken in this case, and I've traveled across the country with her in this. So then we'll just put this right back down, and we'll put this on top. And then we'll take this out. And as you can see, there's even more in here. So we have more Battle Sisters right here. Now the Battle Sisters being metal, they do tend to wave around. So I have glued these things down to the base of this. One of the things about this is these aren't glued down, the foam itself. They're actually just free foam in there. So they just kind of wiggle around, which is really good for, you know, packing certain armies in there. But I tend to usually always glue it down with a hot glue gun. So we move that out of the way, and now we have my Seraphim and Repentia. The new Repentia look terrible. The old Repentia look amazing. I love the old Repentia. Also, they gave them interfaces with their armor, which was a recent addition that has never been in any Sister Battle book that I've ever read. Ever? And I've read quite a bit of them. In fact, I would arguably say that I've read all of them that have Sister Battle lore in it. And never once did I see that their armor interacts with implants on their body. And that's one of the reasons why it was so slow. But that's another rant for another day. Now, here you'll see that this one is empty, but with some cuts in it. And simply put, I'll show you what these ones are for. So, like I said, we have a few things that need to be put away, which is, let's put my Exorcists in here, and we can go ahead and lay them so that their dozer blades are just right on top of each other. They don't really cause too much damage to each other, which is good. And usually I just put their... You girls do not just want to sit still. Just sit still. Okay, look. What if I make you the top? No? What if I flip you upside down? No, you really just don't want to sit there. Lame. Where's my rhino? My rhino never has a problem in here. It's the one problem with foam. Sometimes they just don't like to sit together. Okay? So then we'll move this off to the side, and I'll get in front of the camera. Sorry about that. Then over here, I'm going to go ahead and probably put in the repressors. Seems like the best idea. So I put their weapons in the middle, and I put my repressors right in here. Normally this does not cause a problem, but today I fear that it's going to. Like it's really going to for some reason. Let's push that all the way to the back. This is why certain repressors actually have different fronts to them, so they can fit in here. Let's go ahead and push that down, and really, you girls are just causing me so many problems right now. And where's my other repressor? There you are. I just dropped your gun. There we go. Which I really need to paint the rest of that gun. So, go ahead and put this repressor in. Which you don't want to fit either. These things are giving me such problems right now. Here, let's go ahead and get you out just so I can pop you in properly. Okay. Alrighty, and then I will pop this in. Now this one will sit a bit higher, so I never put Celestine on this side because I do worry about Celestine actually breaking. Okay, and I think there is one below this which sits the other three. Oh yeah. This is the one for the repressors. Wild Duty Cakes. Okay, let me redo that. I am the smart, and I know I'm the smart. I forgot that I only usually take 3 repressors with me. Because any more than 3 is just, you're being mean to your opponent. If you're bringing like 4 or 5 repressors to a game, we get it, you won. There we go. So now those fit nice and snug. And then this one is for these, which are going to fit in the same manner, but they have the small dozer blade, so I can fit them a heck of a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get this in here. There we go. And then let's get this in here. Now this is going to carry all of the weaponry, and hopefully I put the right tanks in there. There should be 1 immolator or 2 immolators and 3 exorcists. So now we just need to put the exorcist missile launchers in here, and they just kind of sit next to the tanks. This is one where the foam actually wiggling around really helps, because I can just toss these in without worrying too much. Same with the upgrade to this. I just toss these in here. Even if I'm not taking the tank with me, I'll still toss these in here. Just keep them safe. Down here we have another slot for my characters, like Morno here, and Rosalina, which is my Inquisitor, and Vindicari Assassin. There's a story between these two, and that's why she's an Eldari. I have my Priest down here, and I have my Dialogus and 2 Hospitallers, or Hospitallers, or however you want to say that. I think it's actually pronounced Hospitallers. Then in this one, I keep my Magifiers, some more Sisters that just didn't have room in the other boxes, and I keep my other 2 Vindicari Assassins. So I have pretty much every Vindicari Assassin except for the first one. Which the first one, ironically, has a pistol. Like, he's running around with an actual pistol, no sniper rifle. So we'll go ahead and put this back in. And even though this is well over 4,000 points in here, I can actually fit even more in here. So it's kind of awesome. So, whoop. And whoop. So then we'll just go ahead, make sure the foam is nice and tucked. Once you feel like working, there we go. Really? There we go. That was me messing up and missing, not the case itself. So then we picked that up, and out of all those tanks that were sitting here, only 4 didn't make it in. I think I have like 10 tanks in here, but I could be wrong in the numbers. And now we'll move over to the Citadel, not the Citadel, the Battle Foam case, which I'm going to show you why this one's the best, and this is why I take this one with me wherever I go, if I'm traveling by car. So this is the one you'll see when I'm traveling to Nova, or the other one that I go to, which is not Nova. It is not LVO, it's the third one, Adepticon. So one of the things, I keep pins on this. Why? Because I typically keep my small rulebook in here. I have the special edition rulebook that I keep right in here. I also keep this in here to keep track of command points and everything, and victory points. Comes in handy quite a bit. In here is perfect for traveling with codexes, like Tyranids and Genestealer Cult. These are both given to me by Swarms Mackenzie. He is an awesome person, and I love him to death. So, moving on, close this up. There's also room on the back, which is where my small book is. That's supposed to be in the front. That's probably me packing this thing while I'm tired. Another part in the back for keeping codexes, which I really like. Then when we open this thing up, you can see that I packed this thing backwards, because these weren't supposed to go in there. I didn't actually take out the foam to put these in there. Okay. So this first tray is not battle foam. First couple of trays is not battle foam, but the rest is. And battle foam actually hold you guys pretty well. Like, it really does. It holds you guys really solid. And I actually need to put this up just a bit so you guys can fully see it. But one of the other cool features of the battle foam case is you can literally do this. Super easy, super helpful for getting your models out really quickly. This is an appropriate sheet. This is more appropriate. And this is how they keep their stuff. They keep it sideways. It's really useful. The models do not move, except for that one who was not on a base. Why are you broken? Oh, right, you're a heavy weapon team guy that broke. But yeah, you have bases in there. They don't move. It's really, really, really secure. Then in here, I have all of my infantry. This is Genestealer, as you can see. Then in the bottom one, I got this through a friend of mine. And actually it was Pablo, and he's awesome, and I love him to death. So I cut this one out to fit the vehicles in it, and they fit really snug, and I love that. So that is the battle foam case. I suggest battle foam whenever you can because it can just carry more. So with the Citadel cases, you have to carry like a backpack or a laptop bag to actually travel with your full army. But with this, you can carry everything you need, like side pockets for dice, for the objective cards, which I'm not going to forget, and all of your dice bag, your tape measure, everything you need can be stored in this thing, which makes this thing superior in my opinion. But I do like my plastic cases for going on airplanes. That being said, if battle foam actually did have a hard plastic case that I am not aware of, I would buy that in a heartbeat so long as I can get foam to fit it. But overall, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Please leave your comments in the comment section down below. If you do something similar or use a different brand, please tell me in the comments down below. Links might be a little bit weird because YouTube is weird like that. So yeah. There is a ton of stuff that I travel with. I travel with more than enough to fit out a game, or if I'm doing a competitive game, I always bring a competitive list with me, or if I'm doing a more common, friendly game, I always bring my Repentia with me for my Sisters of Battle, in case my opponent is like, hey, I'm new, and I don't know how this game works too well, but I want to battle your sisters. I break out the Repentia, and I break out tons of sisters, because I want to, have a fun game, versus my more competitive list, which is 30 Seraphim, Celestine, Sister Canoness with the Book of St. Lucas, Indomitable Belief, everything having a 4-up, 3-up Invo save, Seraphim with 3-up, and just charging up the field in the middle with some repressors next to me. But if I want to have a more fun game, I break out my rhinos, my immolators, my repressors, fill them with sisters, charge them up the board, jump out the sisters, and actually have like a holy crusade. This is why I like these cases, because they all hold more than 2,000 points. I will not travel with something smaller than that, because if I want to travel with a kill team, I might as well bring the full army with me in case somebody wants a bigger game. These cases can also be modded, all of them can be modded how you feel, so long as you have a hot glue gun. Now I will suggest a hot glue gun over super glue. Do not use super glue on foam. It will melt, and it is dangerous, and if it gets on you, it can actually burn you severely. Only use hot glue. And keep your hot glue gun on a lower setting. This way you can actually mod the thing well, and if you need to touch the glue, you can without burning yourself too badly. I am kind of used to burning myself with hot glue. I make cosplays, and it's kind of a thing you get used to. But overall, I hope this video was very informative to you. I had a lot of fun making it, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, you can check out all of my social media links in the description down below. There you can also find Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to helping me out, keeps my lights on, knocks that thing over, which actually gave me kind of frightened me. But my Patrons mean a ton to me. You guys are awesome, and if you want to become a patron, link is in the description down below. Please go and check it out. $1 a month isn't bad. It helps support me, and I love you guys. Bye.